Welcome back to your channel, guys. Today's video is going to be a little different because I saw this YouTuber and I liked what she said about something. She brought up a good point, I should say. This channel is all about all things entertainment. I'm going to talk about something she said. And the name of that YouTuber is That Star Wars Girl. Usually I don't do this, but she did bring up a point that I want to focus on. She was talking in her video roughly about Henry Cavill's girlfriend and how she believes this is an arranged situation where their relationship is for the convenience of the studio, Legendary. Because he has parts coming up with this studio, she believes that this relationship is arranged so that it may give him a better appearance to the studio. And I'm going to talk about the history of Hollywood in the golden age of Hollywood doing this, arranging marriages. You think it's bad now, what stars go through. In the past, in the golden age of Hollywood, their contracts was literally signing their life away. They were a slave, and that's not an exaggeration, to the studios. So I'm going to bring up points in this article. The Bazaar wrote an article. It's called 35 Rules You Probably Didn't Know Hollywood Stars Had to Follow. I'm not going to go over all the 35 rules, but I guarantee you, look this article up and you will be amazed of what stars had to go through. When somebody says, I own you, stars were owned by the studio. Now, don't let me say cry you a river. They had benefits. They made millions. They had popularity. But there's a dark side to this, and this is the dark side. I'm going to focus on what she talked about. Arranged relationships. Here's one of the rules of the 35 rules. This is rule 6. It says they had to be willing to change their name. Now, that's not a big deal. People change their name. You come up with pseudonyms. You come up with other names, stage names. But this is the problem. The studio picked out your name. You had no choice. When you signed that contract with that studio, they chose your name for you. They arranged your name. That's one of the rules. The reason why I brought up the name first, if someone has power over your name to control you, everything else after that is that they own you. They control your name, and that means now they control you. And now I'm going to focus on what she was talking about, Star Wars Girl, about arranged relationships and marriage. This is nothing new for Hollywood, to arrange relationships and appearances of relationships and even marriages. Because here is, in the 35 rules, here's number 16. They used to set up something called sham dates. This is the name of it, as they would call it back then, where they said the studios will drum up publicity for upcoming pictures featuring their stars. So they would do this to promote their pictures or their stars. They were called sham dates. It sounds familiar, right? With the situation with Henry Cavill and his girlfriend. But back then, it's called sham dates. That's what they're called. It doesn't stop there, because Hollywood took it to another level. This is rule 17 of 35. Even some marriages were orchestrated. In 17, they said, here it is, sadly, studios forced many actors into marriages. It was usually publicly announced. So Hollywood, what they would do is that they would arrange marriages. We saw Hollywood arrange sham dates, but now they even orchestrated marriages. This is on the records. This is what the studios would do. This is how powerful they were. This is how much control they had over the actors and actresses. So this is not something that's not documented. This is reality, and this is what I'm trying to bring to the forefront. She has a point. Whether it's true or not true, that's not what this video is about. This video is about, does Hollywood have a history of acting this way with stars? And the fact is true. To show the control of the studios, I have to go to the extreme. Here is number 19 of the rules. This will end it, but this is to show the extreme. From controlling your name, to arranging sham dates, to showing that they have control over the marriages. And now here's another one. Hollywood even had rules on how to control your children. When you had them, when you didn't have them. This is rule number 19 of the golden age, quote unquote, of studios. So, in conclusion, does Star Wars Girl have a point? Yes. Could this happen? Yes. Now, am I going to go into all aspects of her video, whether it's not true or what? That's not what this video is about. I'm going to talk about strictly the entertainment world, how Hollywood works. Hollywood is a corporation, but it is unlike any corporation you could imagine. Hollywood is a corporation where the product is your image. So they come at it in a whole different way. They market the person. Your image is money. They are not like Amazon where they sell a certain product. The product is the person. So they approach it in a corporate way, but you are the product. The person is the product. Henry Cavill is a product. So they're going to promote him in ways to make sure their brand is at the top shelf. They're going to incentivize the outer package of who he is so that people may buy it, even if that means adding an accessory to him, which is an artificial girlfriend or relationship. This is nothing new for Hollywood. Hollywood is a factory, but the product it sells is an image. Sometimes that could be very dark. In the past, in the golden age of Hollywood, it's dark, and some of the rules, and even now, you can see how Hollywood works. Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope it was very informative. Again, I'll leave the article below of what this is. Very informative about how Hollywood used to work. Don't worry, Star Wars Girl is a super simp about Henry Cavill, but I'm a super simp about Betty Davis, Grace Kelly, and a lot of the old time actresses of the past. She's not alone in her simping. All right, thank you guys for watching.